driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Look at that. I got done with it before the song was done. That's part. You cannot play with that, kitty. You cannot. Noonie. All right. Good to see everybody. People are saying hi. Please do say hello. I'd like to see getting a monitor this weekend. I promise. David, good to see you. Looks like we got 2 or 3 people on. Yeah. So say hello if you want to. You're not required to. It's not a requirement here. Yes, it does help with Facebook when you have more chats, but I'm here to create a comfort zone for you. And if I ask you to leave that comfort zone, I'm not doing my job. Period. Those are things that we need to think about as people in recovery. Right? There's a lot of back and forth out there right now. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of people just pounding the crap out of other people in recovery on Facebook, and man, it's disgusting. It is. You have no right to do that shit. So I've had people come to me in this business and say, Dion, I will not do your podcast if that person's going to be on. Right? How would you handle that? This is how I handled it. All right, well, take care. It's my show. If you want to do something different, go start your own fucking show. Because I don't do that crap. I will get to know that person myself and make my own opinion. Thank you. I'm sorry that you had a bad experience. Okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it is bullshit, Dave. And Dave, these are some of the people that you follow too. It's just, you know, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. Okay, I don't have to mention any names because I know a lot of people, and you guys will have no idea who I'm talking about. All right, one of the bigger people did something wrong, and I was having them on my show, and some other people told me, well, if he's going to be on your show, I'm not going to do my podcast. That's where that started. I'm like, no, I will reach out to this person, talk to them myself. I'm going to tell you something. Not only did he talk about it, he talked about it in the podcast and said and mentioned what had happened and what he did and where he had failed on that and where he was wrong. You know what that's called? It's called the 10th step. Right? Do you allow people in your lives, in your life, to do human things like make mistakes? Right? I made a mistake with somebody yesterday. Now they're just not talking to me. But I did my amends. I got something mixed up. My dyslexia threw it for a loop. But, yeah. Sometimes I get those feelings where I just know it's not going to work. So, what is it? Right? Because when I see people doing that, all I really see is a bunch of new people without sponsors not doing the work. That's all you're telling me. Right? So let's go to kind of a different part of this. One where we felt legitimate. Right? So we've decided that we're going to sober up. We're no longer going to let our addiction have control over our lives. May we go to treatment, may we go through sober living, but usually we're removed from the house for a little bit. We had 3-4 months under our belt. We start feeling better physically. emotionally and mentally, and suddenly the line comes out of the mouth. I think I've got it licked. There is no more dangerous of a spot than an alcoholic who thinks they have it. I don't. I don't. Right. I just did a thing with Duke Rumley. 32 years sober. He ain't got it either. He's still striving. He's still looking. Okay. Are you going to be everybody's cup of tea? Fuck no. Look at my numbers. I am not everybody's cup of tea. I can be a little offbeat, but I tell you now, I am very honest about everything that I talk about in my experience. And I know this to be true in fact because it's what happened. And so we start to feel better. Okay. This is where the pink cloud is dangerous. Dangerous. Danger. Will Robinson. I always used to say, danger, Dr. Robinson, but that's not what he says. He says, danger, Will Robinson. So, see, now I can't even lie about that. Okay. Then we move into the honesty stage. I'm just being honest with you. No, you're not. You're being brutally honest. You're cutting other people down and you're taking their inventory. You're not being very honest at all. I have been told many times in my life that I am honest to a fault. Brutal honesty is a no-go. No. Right? Brutal is a bad word, people. All right. Now, I do understand that sometimes maybe, so he's going through something you got to kind of, really do. But you got just like when I come on here, you guys know when I'm angry and you know when it's passion, right? You do. You do know that. You know the difference. And we go out there and we want to save the world. But I tell you, that's no different than what you were doing before. You're just using a different frothy emotional appeal. That's it. Frothy emotional appeal, man. We're full of that junk. Full of it. Right? It's like I watch a lot of dramas on TV, but I let it stay on TV. I don't go beyond that. Is it bad to want to try and save the world? No, it is not. I believe that one person can make a difference. Get out of that. My cat thinks he's a dog because he eats the dog food all the time. And you wonder why you're sick. It's probably all the same food anyway. I don't know. I'm sure it came from the same horse. I don't know how that shit's made. What was this? But we have to be careful on that and expending ourselves. He went right back to it. That didn't work. Here, I can solve this problem. See, the insanity would have been going back and forth and going after him, right? Right. Now I got this. He'll look at this and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm out of here. I'm done." See, that's how we solve our problems. Or I could have gone on with the drama. It's actually a very astute example, man. That one stands up. Not any different. So we get. I don't know if you guys ever. I don't know if you watch Simpsons or not, but there was at one point Marge became a police officer, right? And she became a police officer, and suddenly, since her intentions had changed, she now saw crime everywhere where she didn't see it before. The same thing happens in the program. We get some time up and our intentions start to change, and that makes us feel better. Then we think we know the answer, and we haven't even started on our fucking 4-step, and suddenly we've decided we're going to be a recovery coach. or we're going to go do this, we're going to do that. No, do the fucking work. Do the work. It's going to take you a year. Okay? It took me about a year to get through the steps. What? Some people I know go through it quicker, but I needed extra time. Okay? No, that first year you work on yourself. Fuck everybody else. Because after the first year, it's no longer yours. You're going to have to give it away if you want to keep it. Okay? I understand that you want to help people. I think that's fantastic. But you have no right to tell them what to do. That's how I know you haven't done a 4-step, by the way that you speak. I can listen to you for 30 seconds and probably tell you what step you're on. Because we're human. We follow a certain set of rules, is what happens. Okay? And when certain steps happen, certain things happen. And I know that because I've experienced it myself. I've been there. I've shared it with other people. I've watched other people do it. Right? But it's so much easier to say, well, that person, they're doing it. I am not safe from this. I'm just as bad as everybody else. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not as bad as everybody else. But I go through my stuff too. Sometimes I'll see people doing the same thing that I do. I'm like, and they got like 500 fucking people watch. I'm like, God, how is that fair? Okay. Then I'm going to tell you what comes into my mind fairly quickly. Who am I to question God? Who the fuck am I to question God? Nope. No, thank you. Then I'd just rather go ahead and be wrong. That's cool. Are you at a place in your life where being wrong is okay? You know what's cool about being wrong? You learn something. That's what's cool about being wrong. I'm wrong several times a day. Okay? But there's only one way for me to find out a lot of this stuff, and that's by doing it. That's by doing the work. That's, go to my therapy, doing this, doing that. Get to a meeting, Daily Trudge, sometimes 3. This is my third time I've gone live today. One was a quote unquote podcast. It wasn't really a podcast, it was an announcement. Cool stuff going on, though. And I think I would really like to get into some events and stuff because just the camaraderie, man. There's nothing like getting 100 alcoholics together that are grateful. You can feel it when that many people get together for the same intention. So that is why it's happening to you. Okay. You were actually following what you were instructed to do by the way that we were taught how to live life. Okay. But you're not that person anymore. So what's really going on is you're frustrated with your own recovery. Or if that person is doing something, there's a good chance you are too. And it's a character defect that you want to get rid of. There's never a moment that goes by in any situation where I don't take a couple minute look at it and see what I can get from it. Knowledge is power, but action is more powerful, right? So you need to that's the cart before the horse. You should do the action. God, please keep me clean and sober today. Then you need action. You need to go to a meeting. You need to read your big book. You need to help somebody else. Yeah. Part of our problem is everything's on instant minute. This microwave age that we live in does not give much wiggle room to escape instant gratification. Right? You go to Netflix, it isn't loading within the first 10 seconds. You get frustrated. What the fuck's wrong now? Why is it? Do you know how many things need to happen for that thing to show up on your fucking TV screen? A lot. Okay. And you trust that it's going to work. So why can't you put your trust in God? You can't see electricity. Well, I guess you can with lights and stuff like that. And you can see God too, if you choose to. If you choose to. I can look around here and see God. How do I know God's working? Because David and I are still sitting here. That's how I know. If I got caught up in numbers and all this other stuff, I wouldn't be here. Right? So watch what you're saying, man. Maybe you had a bad experience. Like people that are talking actually a lot of crap was about a therapy person, and there's this whole group that just dig on a bunch of the East Coasters, and what they say just it isn't very AA. It isn't the type of program that I would want. And then I see the people that they're talking about, and they seem to be enjoying life. Yes, I know you can post anything that you want to on the internet, but I talk to these people. I actually know what's kind of going on. Some of them, I know what's going on in their lives. I know that it seems like creators and influencers never have any problems, but that's just not fucking true, man. That's not true. So quit treating us like we're different. We don't want it. Most of us don't want it. We're just like you, right? Trying to figure out how to do this. It's just that, we all have skills. If you give me a topic in 5 minutes, take a look at it, I could probably sit down and talk about it for the most part. I'm a natural gabber. It's a natural thing for me. So that's what I use. That's what I utilize. See, I used to use this for places to sleep and so I could eat and things like that. Because people tend to trust me pretty quickly. When I was drinking, that was not a good idea. Now I'm dependable, which is nice. So, hey, thanks, David, for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate it. It was good to see you, dude. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Be nice to each other. Be nice to each other. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Okay? If you want to act like you're in kindergarten, I'm going to treat you like you're in kindergarten. Remember that. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye.